Okay, I just finished up watching episode 41 of One Piece, aka starting a new video, and bro, we're starting to come to the end of what is it? Arlong Park, and it's genuinely generational. Like I love it. It's great. Um, Again, the character designs. We finally get to like Luffy versus Arlong, because like Luffy got freed, so like the octopus went down. Sanji came up. Well, like, Sanji went down. The octopus went after him, but then just as like the octopus was about to attack, all his wounds reopened, so he was just out. Sanji breaks open Luffy. Zoro's like they're all shocked that Zoro's even alive. That's how bad his injuries are. So yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, I've got 3 more episodes of Arlong Park, I'm pretty sure. And then on to the next one. So this video, you should see a whole new, well, at least a start of a new arc. That's all from me.
Okay, so episode 42. Luffy Loki might be the OG rage bear, bro. All my life. This guy made Arlong go into a whole other mode. Motherfucker. A whole other mode. He like the thing that took Shanks' arm at like the very start. Apparently his eyes were like equivalent to when it's like a Sea King. When one of them snaps. Yo, Luffy, bro. OG Rage Bear. I'm telling you, man. It's so funny. In this episode, it's literally just Luffy Rage Bear. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's a couple bits that are like, like Arlong's getting his get back with like the teeth shit, but then Luffy just rage baits him, bro. It's great. I need to learn from him all my life. Okay, well, I just finished episode 43, which by the looks of it looks to be the end of Arlong Park. And bro, you know what? Oh, sorry. It was the best arc of the entire, well, so far. I had so much fun with it, and you know, the whole Nami's a traitor, Nami's not a traitor, Nami's a traitor, like, it has you going for a while, but then you realize Nami is just a kind of a broken person. And yeah, it is what it is. But I think now that it's done, I'm hoping to move on to, from what other people say, some of the deeper arcs. I know about Chopper. I'm excited to get to his arc. You got the whole Alabasta arc. So yeah, that's all about episode 43. Okay, so as always, I just finished episode 44. And I said the last episode is kind of just tying the knots. And that's what this episode was. That being said, this episode is truly one of the best pieces of media ever. Everything about it just ties it all together perfectly. Nami's new tattoo is a pinwheel, which was like, I think it's Enzo's hat, and a tangerine, which, you know, her mom, like Bellamere in it. Everyone's gone. She pickpocketed all of the village, but she also gave them 100 million berry. So, and it is just an amazing episode. I can't glaze it enough. Shit, the ending almost made me cry, bro. But yeah, we're moving on to further episodes. I'm slowing down on watching One Piece because I'm starting to rewatch The Boys. So expect, well, we're in the middle of the video, but expect a Boys review soon. And we're back after finishing episode 45. And again, I keep saying this, but this one was like a big tying the knots, bro. So it starts like a little montage of everyone we've seen. You saw Kobe's doing well. Kaya's doing well. You saw fuck ass butler, bro. Not for long, but you saw him vaguely. Who else did you see? Oh, you saw Shanks. Shanks was a big one. Yeah, you saw Shanks and Hawkeye, and then they're celebrating now, and then they've just planned to go to Logtown, so that really not much happened. It was just kind of this is what everyone else is doing now. Oh, and the Baratier. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, so I just finished up watching episode 47 of One Piece, and bro, we're finally starting some new shit, man. It's actually kind of nice. So this episode kind of centers around Boogie, you know, the clown from all the way like episode 20s. Actually, it might be earlier, episode like 10s, maybe. Anyways, it's before the crew was actually like a thing, and yada yada yada. Okay. So yeah, it centers around Boogie. Boogie's now small. He's met Gaimon, I think his name was. Like the one-off character that Luffy met on like the island. And it is kind of showing that, you know, Boogie isn't all that bad of a guy. Like, yeah, he's a bit of a dick, but he's not that bad. Him and Gaimon got along a ton. And then we met with this woman, like this thinner, well, prettier woman, who is actually Alvida from, you know, episode 1. Okay. So yeah, we're kind of, it's looping background, but I'm hoping they do something big with it.
Okay, I just finished episode 47 of One Piece, and dude, so the episode before, it was obviously, you know, Little Boogie, what he was doing after thing. Now we're sort of back at the present day. It's still Little Boogie, but he's found his crew, and it kind of goes to show that this show isn't about like morality. Like, yes, Luffy is definitively a good person, but it's not only about morality. At the end of the day, they're all pirates. They are going for their own goals, and that really shows with Boogie, I feel. Now, let me say, I'll be the first to say, Boogie is one of my all-time favourite characters so far. It's like Sanji, Boogie, then probably Luffy. But in this episode, it does really highlight how dysfunctional a pirate crew in general would be without their captain, and then how functional it is when they get him back. So you start the episode, and it's kind of what the rest of the Boogie pirates were doing after, you know, they got their ass whooped. And they've gone to this island. Now they're trying to decide who's Captain Kabachi or the Lion Tamer. It ends up being the Lion, not the Lion Tamer, the Lion. They get captured by cannibals, like the Bear Hand or something, and then immediately, like under this new captainship, they are captured. Like there's no seconds in between, and they're all, bear in mind, they've all just mourned like Boogie, and you know they're in this part and shit. It isn't going well. Then Boogie shows up. You know, they've got his limbs, so Boogie like uses his limbs to beat up a few. And then Boogie met Kabachi and the Lion Tamer like earlier. And dude, as much as Boogie is probably a bad person, I think you'd say, yeah, he enslaved the entire time. He's a bad person. But you can tell he cares about his like crew. Not like Captain Koro, where he just slaughtered them because they were men. Instead, he kind of did his own thing, I feel. Where, you know, Boogie cares about his crew, but he is still a pirate. And to be honest, it kind of just shows how peak the show is. I like that there's a bit of diversity. Alright, that's all from me. Sorry for yapping. That's episode 47. Okay, so I just finished episode 48 of One Piece, and dude, I know the last bit kind of yapped. This one really goes into like, you know, your
foreshadowing and things. Like, I think Luffy is probably Gold Roger's kid by the looks of things. You know, you have Smoker, who's introduced as this big scary guy, but then it's this one scene, and you know, it really puts things back into perspective, where it's like a little girl, it runs into him, and you think, oh shit, he's gonna beat her ass. He's like, oh no, my silly pants ate up your ice cream. It just shows that the Marines are like the good guys in general. Like, they are trying to say there are a couple bad ones, and it will mostly look like they're the villains. But from an objective standpoint, these guys are supposed to be the good guys, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so I just finished episode 49, and this episode focuses a lot more on Runner Zoro. Yeah, the pirate hunter. So, start the episode, and Zoro's flat broke. I think it's very apparent Zoro is flat broke. He needs swords, but he doesn't quite have the swords. He doesn't have the money for the swords. Okay, and he's looking outside. He's messed up like this Marine girl's fucking glasses, and then she takes him back to give him a job, thinking that, you know, he's a bum. He's a bum. He's bum ass, bro. He isn't, but yeah. And then they go back to like the shop where she meets him again, after he like beat up two Marines. And then there's this one scene, and it is genuinely one of the coolest scenes I've seen so far. It's like it's a cursed sword, yeah, and he has it. He flips it up, and he puts his arm out. You know, which one is better, my luck or the curse? And the curse just negates. It's peak, genuine peak. So we have one more episode until we're finished, and then yeah. Right, bye. Finally, I watched episode 15 of One Piece. No, not 50. Fucking hell, 50. I watched episode 50. This episode has so much right with it. I know last episode, no, not last episode, but last little review. The last couple little reviews, I kind of talked about the meaning of some things, but I feel like this mini arc type thing that they're doing, it's putting everything together finally for for everyone. I mean, at the end of this episode, we had Sanji, I've waited for you for 10 years, and then this episode about Usopp and Usopp, you know, Yasopp and Usopp, bro. So yeah, it's kind of putting everything together, and I'm really down for it, to be honest. I really like it. There isn't much to say, to be honest. It's peak. So yeah. Thank you for watching to the end of this one. I appreciate that very much. Bye.